Hi guys. Yo, after like years and years and years of trying to put this together, I finally could, because my tripod is giving me problems, like it keeps jiggling and everything. And I'm not so sure if I have space. But in today's video, before I start rambling, I'll be talking about 10 bad money habits that we make, that I make specifically, that I've made. And I just wanted, this is very like something that's very close to my heart and something that I've been struggling with. So I just thought it would be a good idea to share with somebody so that, yeah, together we break this curse, and maybe one or two people or three people or even 100 people can learn from this video. And before you watch this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And let's just jump straight into this video because I don't want to be too long. Like I said, there are 10 bad habits that I'll be talking about, 10 bad money habits that I make, that you make, that I'm going to be discussing today in this video. The first one that I can think of on top of my head is spending more than you earn. You guys, if I can just stress how much this is a problem, like this is a problem because this habit is the reason for all the other 9 habits you have. Spending more than you earn. Like most of the millennials that I know are suffering from this disease. They are suffering from this thing of spending, living beyond your means. Remember when your parents used to tell you that you can't live beyond your means? I remember that's something that my dad always says, like a person should never live beyond their means. Rather stay beneath your means or within your means, but never go be beyond. Even it's best to live below your means, as Nicolette always says in her videos, because just because you got a salary increase doesn't mean now your expenses have to go for, like, have to be more. Rather spend what you've been spending. If you've been spending 5,000, rather spend 5,000 even if your salary is increasing, because that's the reason you end up living beyond. Living beyond your means basically means spending more than you earn. I can't be earning 9,000 and my lifestyle amounts to 20,000. Where am I getting the other money? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Which leads to the next one that I'll be discussing. The next bad money habit that we make is relying on credit to pay our bills. This is really something that's going to kill us, because how are you spending all your money, spending your whole salary, even spending more than your salary, and then asking for credit in order to pay for the things that are important in your life, the things that you go to work for? You spend all your money and then you go get credit to pay your rent, to pay your bills. Another problem that people have is a credit card, for example. Using a credit card to pay your bills. That's not what a credit card is for. A credit card is for maybe small emergencies. It's also just to boost your credit score. Like you can use your credit card to purchase something, but it's not. You should never replace your credit card. Your credit card should never be replaced, or it should never replace your salary, or credit should never replace your salary. You can't go borrow money to pay rent. You can't use your money, your entire salary, and then now you have to go borrow money to pay rent, borrow money to pay your DSTV, borrow money for transport, borrow money for food. That is really dumb. It's something that I've been doing. It's really, really dumb. So that's like one of the bad habits that we really need to break. The third one, is payday loans, guys. A serious problem. This is a serious problem. It's a serious problem because people are even committing suicide because of this thing. Like, I don't know how much I can stress how serious this is. You go to work every day, but you can't even enjoy the benefits of what you're working for. Do you understand? Like, you go to work every day, but you need a payday loan in order to sustain your life. A life that you are working to improve is now turning into like a nightmare. You get? So payday loans are not, they are not it. They are not it. Like, I just want to read you a scenario that I came across when I was like just reading, because I've been reading a lot about breaking habits, breaking bad habits, and like money and money mistakes that people make, and watching all those videos. But I came across this story to sustain your life. This is something that you really need to stop really soon, because first of all, this is very addictive. You make it seems as if you are spending your own money, and it's not. You are wasting your money on interest, wasting your money on fees, and you will never get anything done, because you pay, you borrow, you pay, you borrow, you pay, you borrow. Now, before you know it, you are borrowing money for a vacation. You go pay you, because you don't have money to pay back that loan that you borrowed for vacation. You borrow from the next person to pay the debt that you got for vacation, and then now you want to pay for the other debt. Like, it becomes a cycle. You will never get done. You will never get anything done. You will not even be able to be you will not be able to buy underwear one day because of that kind of lifestyle. Trust me. So if that's something that you've been doing, you need to stop right now. Right now, as I am speaking in this video, make sure that you make some sort of arrangement to get yourself out of that. And I will make another video of how you can get yourself out of the payday loans, mashonisa, these loans and cash loans and everything. But for now, I'm just going to be focusing on those habits that I'm talking about. The fourth bad money habit that we make is not being prepared for emergencies. Like, um, my boyfriend always says, emergencies, a person is supposed to have like 6 months worth of emergencies. I'm not just talking rent, I'm not just talking food, but like the way you live your life, how much you spend now, try to at least have 6 months of that to see. That's when you'll be certain that I am prepared for an emergency. Should I lose a job? You see what happened. You see like what happened with COVID. Like, a lot of people were not prepared. A lot of people had to go back home, because now you can't sit here and look for another job. You can't sit in the city and look for another job. You don't have a place to stay. Right now, if you were to get fired right now, it means you're going back home to your parents' house, basically, because our type of sale, there's nothing that is going to help you. You don't have anything in your savings. If your child gets sick and you need to take them to the hospital, you don't have money for hospital bills. You have to go borrow money, which is something that you don't want to do. If you lose a loved one, you have to borrow money to bury them for the funeral. You see, that's what I mean by being prepared for emergencies. At least have 6 months worth of savings, so that you know that should anything happen, you are good. You're not going to be frustrated. You're not going to be stressed, and you're not going to land in trouble. Another problem that we have, another bad money habit that we have, is paying our bills late. Yo, like, that just gives you a bad record. It gives you a bad name. It just says you're unreliable as a person. And if you are serious about improving your credit score, it's something that you really need to look into. Rather, you already know. I was watching a video by Nicolette the other day, and she was stressing that as a person, you already know that this month things are looking bad. I'm not going to be able to cover this and that. Why not make an arrangement? Make an arrangement. And also, before making an arrangement, try to avoid making an arrangement. Rather, pay your bills on time, so that next time, should you need to get credit for something important, because we do need credit. Credit is important. We do need credit. You just need to manage it well. Rather, pay your bills on time, so that you don't get discredited should you need credit one day in future for something important, more for a bond, maybe for vehicle finance, for a business. You don't want to find yourself maybe having to apply for an educational loan for your child, and because you were a bad payer, you can't like afford to get credit, and you get discredited for that. So pay your bills on time. make arrangements if you feel like you're going to. Yeah. Another problem that we have is failing to save for the future. Remember, you have emergency funds, funds that you can always access at any time. These funds are not fixed. They are just on the side in case should you have an emergency, should your window broke, should your your window break, should your door break, should your house start leaking and you need to fix. But saving for the future is something like saving for retirement. And as we are these days, we do not like working. So you might want to retire early, you might want to have a lavish soft life. But how are we going to have that soft life if all that's ever in our head is FOMO, it's YOLO, it's I only live for today, so let me just spend now. What am I saving for? Because I'm going to die and leave my money. Yes, you're going to die and leave your money, but how about you live a comfortable life in future when you are retired? And how about you are comfortable sitting in your house knowing that your child is not going to stress about fees, they're not going to stress about accommodation, they're not going to stress about what they not their next meal when they're in university, or like just building a legacy for your generation, for the generation to come in your family, or breaking that poverty cycle in your family. Like, it's just much better to not stress about that rather than saying, oh, YOLO, let me just spend what I spend and live hand to mouth. You get. So if you actually could say, if we could actually save for the future, then there would be no reason for FOMO. Like, you wouldn't have FOMO. You have everything. Your life would be sorted. You would have savings. You'd be living comfortably because remember, saving is one of the things that make you rich as a person. Most people that are well off know how to save. They know how to put away their money. So it's very important to know how to save, especially for your future, so that you don't have to worry, man. You don't have to worry about anything. Thing is, another bad money habit. I lost count. I don't know where I am, which number I am, but not being able to take charge of your career. Guys, I might not be good with money, but I know for a fact that I will never go hungry because I am not scared to start a side hustle. I'm not scared to work for money. I'm not lazy, rather, to work for money. Like, start a business, man. Start a business. I remember I used to wash shoes when I was home before. Start a side hustle. Do people's hair. Meal prep business. YouTube. What's this? There are a lot of freelance business, makeup artists. You can do something on the side as long as you are in charge of your career. You are the one that decides that this is what I want for my life. This is how much I want to make for my life. My salary is not enough. Let me make something on. So rather start something. Start something so that it doesn't become a problem. You don't end up going to debt. And you don't end up troubling people. Now you're that troubling person that's always asking. So it's better to rather start something so you know that you're in charge of your own life and you don't cost yourself millions because of what you're always aspiring to be. It's in your own hands. Another bad money habit is blaming people, blaming others for where you are. For example, for the longest time, I blamed my parents for the kind of situation that I put myself in. I always told myself that at home we don't have a good relationship with money, and that's what I believed. And remember, whatever you think is who you become. So I lived with that, and instead of changing the situation, I accepted it, and that was just like, okay, that's who I am. I didn't try to change it, and look how much time it wasted. If I could have changed the situation, if I worked on it, because you see, okay, I'm a little bit, I'm a little less privileged than the other person, or I can't use money than the next person. But what are you doing about it? It doesn't help blaming someone else. Do something about it so that you can get yourself out of the situation. Because blaming is not going to help with anything. Blaming someone or blaming the world or blaming your situation is not going to help with anything. So accept it, but change it, because when you accept it and you don't change it, then that's where the problem is. This one makes me laugh. Another one, the ninth one, is hoarding. Another one is hoarding money. Hoarding money that you work so hard for, guys. This is a problem also, because now you can't work so much to come and deprive yourself, you get, or sometimes you save so much that you don't even have like entertainment money. You have to like dig into your savings in order to entertain yourself. Everything should be included in a budget. Fun, Jolo account, those things should be included in your budget, because you don't want to end up digging into your savings because now you want to entertain yourself in the long run. Like, lighten up sometimes, use your money. We're not saying use all of it, but use your money. Like, you can't save all your money. You can't save all your money. I know some people do it, but like, have fun, man. Like, lighten up so that also you refrain from stress, The last one is making excuses. We always make excuses. I'm always making excuses of why I'm in this certain situation instead of changing it. Making excuses you'll be stuck forever, because you're always making excuses. There's always an excuse. When they say, why are you doing this? There's always an excuse. You always turn into defense mode instead of changing the situation. When now you're always making excuses. It's not gonna help you with anything. So rather, instead of making it's never too late. Start now after this video. Stop making excuses. Tell yourself, jot down the things that you know that you make bad habits of when it comes to finances, and start making a plan. Start a budget. Start small. You can start with putting away 10 rand, 50 rand, or cutting down like the small things. And instead of having 6 drinks a week or 6 every week, you can have like 2, cut down. Like, I'm not going to give an example with everything, but the things that you need to cut down on. Stop making excuses of saying lunchbox, take a lunchbox to work. You can always cook and do something. Rather, stop making excuses so that you move forward, because you are blocking yourself from a lot of things. Remember, guys, habits are tendencies that are really hard to break. They happen unconsciously sometimes because we are so used to, they turn into a routine basically. But if you can see what this habit is not good for you, you can break it. You can replace it with something good, and it takes 21 days to make a habit. So if you can practice something for 21 days and be consistent, program it in your mind that you can do this thing unconsciously without even thinking about it. Paying yourself first at the end of the month. Certain things like making a lunchbox, that, okay, now I make a lunchbox every day. I don't buy takeaways. I buy takeaways only when it's payday. Those kind of things, those are habits that we can replace the bad ones with. So you don't need to beat yourself up about it. You can start anytime. You can replace these habits anytime. You are not a tree. You can move. You can change. Yes, you've made dumb decisions in the past. Yes, you were a fool in the past and you spend money on silly things, like you took loans for silly things like vacations or to get by in life, but that does not define you. It does not make you the person that you are. You can change it. You're not like the tree behind me. You can't be a tree forever. I, as a Retabile, I can decide, okay, I don't want to be broke anymore. Starting from today, starting from now, after this video, I'm going to change my lifestyle. And if I'm really determined, I'm going to do that. But if I keep making excuses, if I keep blaming other people, if I keep making the same mistakes and following the same habits, then I'm not going to get anywhere. So the choice is yours. The choice is mine. No one else is going to change it for you. No one else is going to make that choice for you. Unfortunately, you are the one that can change the situation. That's just how it is, guys. Life is not fair. You know that thing, yeah? life is not fair. That saying is 100% true. Life is not fair, but you can change the situation. That's the nice thing about life. You can change it. Life is what you make it. Remember that movie, Life is what you make it. Life is really what you make it. So don't be stuck. Don't allow yourself to be stuck. You know, oftentimes we say, hey, I'm bewitched. Sometimes we bewitch ourselves because we believe that we are certain situations that are not really us. We made ourselves those situations because that's what we believe. So when I believe that you can spend money and you will be able to spend it, believe that you can save and you'll be able to save, believe that you can break that bad habit that is ruining your life. And it doesn't have to be about money. It can be other things because other people are good with money. Other people do have good habits about money, which we'll discuss in another video. But whatever habit it is not your destiny. It can be replaced. It can be changed at any time. That's the nice thing about habits. Thank you so much, guys, for watching my video. Please like this video, share and subscribe, and maybe do comment some of the bad habits that you make, and also do comment some of the good habits that you have regarding money. And together we will learn, together we will become better, and I will see you guys in my next video. I want to start talking about things that matter to me, things that will teach people something. And yeah, so if you are interested in things like that, share my video with other people that you think will be impacted by this video, and don't forget to subscribe because this is also my side hustle.